Hey guys, week 2 of the hemping, 2 bags of hemp, 2 bags of binder, winched up. Hey guys, Jeremy here. I'm at Vittoria, which is kind of near Bathurst in New South Wales, Australia. And I'll just spin the camera around and you can see the view that I'm looking at. There were some kangaroos hopping around that dam earlier this morning when we got here. So we've got this house here, which is going to be the new home for John and his wife. They're 70-year-old farmers.
Hello, I'm John Hanks, farmers, Belinda and myself. We run sheep and cattle.
So they've got the solar on the shed, which is behind this hempcrete structure. The hempcrete structure that we're doing today, we're actually on week 2 of the hemping. We're going to focus on this wall. Most of it should go up by today. There was a different volunteer crew last week. There was a couple of people from Canberra yesterday, and we did the wall around the other side of the house. We're doing this wall today because we can see it's sort of undercover and we're going across this deck, so it should be a nice spot to do the buckets. You can probably hear just slightly in the background, that's the hemp paddle mixer, and so it's quite a large mixer, and we're doing double batches, 2 bags of hemp, 2 bags of binder, and 35 litres of water plus 2 buckets of sand. That all goes into the mixer and then we bucket it over here. You can see that formwork is already ready to go. Formwork on the inside of the house has been done really, really nicely by some ace carpenters. And on the outside, we've got that long piece that is actually going to get winched up as we fill up the form, a system that James Isaacs from Belubula Hemp Homes invented, and it really makes the hemping process go much smoother, not only as in smooths and quickly and easily, but also the end wall, the finish is really, really sort of smooth. So the walls will be rendered on the outside, on the inside. They're going to be, some of them are going to be left exposed, some of them are going to be treated various kinds of ways because there is a bathroom and such, kitchen area, different wet areas. So we got Brendan on the mix, follow the recipe, so pretty much sort of any labourer can do it. It is good to have one person on the mix, they sort of keep the thing flowing. We've got Ben on the carpentry, and so he's a local guy based in Lithgow. It's James Isaacs from Belubula Home, he's running the build.
This video is supported by Belubula Hemp Homes. From end-to-end house builds to Hempcrete installation and training, James Isaacs is an award-winning builder with 20 years experience. Learn more at belubula.au. This video is supported by the Hemp Building Directory, connecting you with hemp building contacts and helping with information, education and advocacy in Australia and New Zealand. The Hemp Building Directory has so much free info to check out. And if you found this video helpful, on the directory you can support this work with a contribution, plus book a chat at hempbuilding.au.
Just before they took away most of the scaffolding that was here to do the roof, it's really already starting to look quite nice, this house, but by the end of the week, hoping to have most of the hemp walls done. It's really kind of moving along quite well. So we do have a large south-facing window here, but I think that'll provide a nice vista to people arriving on the road. Hempcrete wall that we finished off in the top section of yesterday. We can see the power points there that are boxed out, and then along the bottom that was where the formwork was held up against, but it's also going to be a spot for where the skirting holds on, so that way if you push the furniture up against the wall or the mop's hitting up against the wall, the vacuum cleaner, it's got something to hit up against instead of sort of brushing on that hempcrete wall, which like plasterboard has its, it's not meant for banging. This wall might be left exposed, and so we're building the hempcrete up to 2.4. As you can see, these sort of 1.2 by 1.2 boards, so it goes for 2.4, and then there's a separate insulation and finish at the top. The reason for that being is it's actually really hard to get in the top, so building the hempcrete up to there is sufficient, still going to provide a lot of warmth and insulation for the house, and then that top section will have a different kind of insulation. So all this formwork is finished here, and we've got these LVLs, and so in between these 2 LVLs, structural timber, engineered timber, will be a window to let that sun in, and then no doubt some large sliding doors along here. Kitchen area is over here, So there is a kitchen window that will be here. So this is probably the dining, living room over there. The idea of this big opening here is to have a sort of extended living space where possible. And then if you wanted to close it off, you could have a separate bedroom. And then we've got these smaller spaces over here. So of course the main master bedroom. And then if we look over here, we have the bathroom. We can see the floor has been dropped down a bit to allow for tiles, waterproofing, that sort of thing. And then here we've actually got a mud room. So there's going to be a separate door here because it is quite cold. And this will be the front door. So you'll be able to come in, and you can see the mud. You can come in with your boots and you'll be able to take off your boots and your jacket here and close that door before you open this door. So that way you've got this sort of control of the thermal space with those double doors as well. And there's a box of spaces. Just finishing up for the morning session. We've got a couple of contributors over here doing these last of the buckets. Thanks for coming along and chucking this carbon-rich material into the wall, driving your electric vehicle here. Wonderful. And so this is the section that we've been working on yesterday and today, and you can see the difference between this section that was from last week and this section which is still drying out from this week. That's actually from, you can see yesterday, you can see the graduation of colours changing, and so that's today's lot. And then we've just done a lift. Now we're starting to fill up these cavities. Another window here, it's been framed out nicely with the formwork. Having these carpenters on site to do this amazing quality formwork is really meaning that the final product of the hempcreting is wonderful too. And you know, pretty much anyone with a heart and some hard work and some gloves and a tamping stick can get into it.
That's something I'd like to say, is that I think it'd be great for a lot of people have disabilities and have support workers and want to do community activities. I see this as something that many people with disabilities could easily do, then feel useful and valued, which is quite a lot of people who have disabilities. A lot of their goal is to be useful, and being able to make a wall like this, I feel good and strong.
Thanks a lot. There we go. So once the house is finished and the decking's on, then they'll have this lovely view into the valley, slightly raised up into the dam, and over there gentleman John has let me know how many cows and sheep they've got on here. It's a lambing season. I have seen a lot of lambs out, and it feels like the drought has definitely broken. A couple of months ago I was here and it was really dry, and it was no one was having any little fires or anything. It's been raining and raining, and all the dams have filled up and all the water tanks, and hopefully it's replenished the land in time for summer.
Thanks so much for checking out this YouTube channel, which has a back catalogue of Hempcrete content to check out and much more to come. So please subscribe to learn more about Hempcrete in Australia. The videos are all produced by Environmentarian, supporting 4 good organisations with their digital ecosystem. Whenever you need a hand, please connect at environmentarian.au.
I'll chuck it on time lapse and you can watch us work in hyper mode.